If there's anybody watching this that, let's say, loved Batman Forever and went into Batman and Robin with great anticipation, if I disappointed them in any way, then I really want to apologize, because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain them.
Welcome to the 5th episode of our special side series dedicated to my favourite superhero, Batman. I'm Stephen Nicholson.
And I'm Paul Nicholson.
And over the course of 10 shows, we're rewatching, critiquing and ranking all the Batman movies up to 2022's The Batman. In the previous show, we discussed director Joel Schumacher's debut Dark Knight flick, Batman Forever. Today, we prepare ourselves for an onslaught of unfunny cold puns and a Batman credit card as we rewatch 1997's Batman and Robin.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it's the chilling sound of your doom.
This is the way the world could end.
Please, show some mercy.
With ice. With a kiss.
With venom. I probably should have mentioned this. I'm poison. Poison ivy.
And the only man who can stop them.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Can't do it alone.
Batman will watch his beloved Gotham perish. Bundle up, boys. There's a storm coming. Kill the heroes!
It's the hockey team from hell.
Cool party.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right, everyone, chill.
George Clooney.
Julie, I'm not the marrying kind.
I know you've had your wild nights.
Good night. Wild doesn't quite cover it.
Chris O'Donnell.
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
Uma Thurman.
So many people to kill. So little time.
Alicia Silverstone.
And you are?
Batgirl.
That's not awfully PC. What about Bat Person?
Found the Batcave.
She knows who we are.
Guess we'll just have to kill her.
Yep.
In a Joel Schumacher film. Strength and courage.
Partners.
Honor
Partners.
and loyalty.
Partners.
It all comes together.
We're going to need a bigger cave.
Batman and Robin.
I've never done a film. Well, I did one film, Batman and Robin, which was a yes.
Well, no.
Thank you. This was a disaster. But other than that, there's no reason for me to have ever done anything to go to Comic-Con.
But didn't you apologize to the crowd at Comic-Con for Batman and Robin?
I always apologize for Batman. Let me just say that I actually thought I destroyed the franchise until they brought it back. You know, somebody else brought it back years later and changed it. But, you know, I thought at the time this was going to be a very good career move. It wasn't.
But you talk about how the suit was the enemy.
Well, the suit's brutal. You know, at the time, particularly, it weighed like, 60 pounds, and it takes, you know, you have to... there was a director named Joel Schumacher, who's a very funny man, very tall, very sort of eccentric, and he would direct with a speaker and with a microphone and a speaker. Usually directors will come up and say, hey, he'll be like, okay, and you'd hear this, you know, giant booming voice. And I bolted into this suit. I can't move. And he would literally go, and he would direct you like as if you would have some emotional scene. He would go, okay, people, all right, George, you know, your parents are dead, you have nothing to live for, and action. Wind you up and then go, I'm Batman. And cut. Fantastic experience for me.
Well, I've already delivered my criticism of Batman and Robin. The action sequences are overstuffed. They're burdened by wall-to-wall music. The joking is all below the belt. George Clooney is a good-looking bore in his role, and boring is the last word I would have expected to use so often in describing such a high-powered and, again, well-produced but overproduced Batman movie.
I didn't like it either, Gene, although I guess I liked it a little more than you did. I would give it 2 stars. How many would you give
That's
it?
exactly what I'm giving, Roger.
Okay, fine. It is true that the action sequences are so busy that you can't get involved in them. They're too hard to follow. It's like there's a pinball machine with all 5 balls on the machine at the same time. And as for Clooney as Batman, you know, I realize this time it doesn't matter who plays Batman.
Right.
I think they cast him according to the chin, which is all you can see when he has the costume on, because there's no real interest in the Batman and Robin characters. It's always the villains.
Yeah.
And these villains are not really up there with Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Tommy Lee Jones. But even apart from that, there were so many questions about Batman and Robin that would be interesting to answer if the movie had any serious interest in its characters.
Also, but Tim Burton is another level of filmmaker than Joel Schumacher, and Tim Burton puts a psychological approach in his filmmaking that is at least more interesting. We've liked the other pictures. Here, you're quite right. There is nothing, there's no human element. When the butler is the one thing that you respond to emotionally because he may die, that's a sad commentary.
And his niece comes from England, Alicia Silverstone, without a British accent, and it's kind of a disappointment as
Yes,
Batgirl. Actually, I did like Uma Thurman, though, as Poison Ivy. She has some good
Wouldn't the scratching have been... If Poison Ivy wanted to have somebody scratch. I mean, they even blew that obvious thing.
So Batman and Robin was released in 1997. It was directed by Joel Schumacher, and the plot for this one, this superhero adventure finds Batman, played by George Clooney, and his partner Robin, played by Chris O'Donnell, attempting to foil the sinister schemes of a deranged set of new villains, most notably the melancholy Mr. Freeze, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who wants to make Gotham into an Arctic region, and the sultry Poison Ivy, played by Uma Thurman, a plant-loving femme fatale. As the dynamic duo contends with these bad guys, a third hero, Batgirl, Alicia Silverstone, joins the ranks of the city's crime fighters. This movie grossed $238 million worldwide on a budget of $160 million. Its profit multiplier was 1.5, so it made 1.5 times its budget. However, this does not take into account the alleged $125 million marketing costs for the movie. It was the 4th highest grossing movie of 1997 worldwide, behind Titanic, Bean and Men in Black. So ratings wise, it has a 12% Rotten Tomatoes critic score, a 29 out of 100 critic metascore on IMDb. Audience wise, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at 16%, and on IMDb, it's 3.8 out of 10. So all drops from Batman Forever. And here's a Batman and Robin fact for you. Rapper Coolio had a cameo in the movie as the banker who takes bets during Barbara's bike race. And his cameo was supposed to tease his appearance as Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, in the unproduced sequel Batman Unchained. And then Joel Schumacher's tongue-in-cheek attitude hits an unbearable limit in Batman and Robin, resulting in a frantic and mindless movie that's too jokey to care much for. Is that fair, Paul? Is it too jokey, or are you a fan of it?
I don't know, it's a bit cringeworthy, it's not jokey, it's more like it's funny, but for the wrong reasons, really. It's one of the worst sequels ever, probably. And it's not to say there's not good actors in the film, but it just doesn't work. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's just cringy, his puns. And
cool it, bad boy.
I'm not a fan of Robin either. I think Uma Thurman's good in it, I have to say. She's good. And Alicia Silverstone.
You think Alicia Silverstone's good in it?
If I'm being honest. Yeah.
You do?
I suppose at that time she was at the peak of her. Yeah. She was at the peak, wasn't she? She'd just done, the previous year, she'd done, what's the film called?
Clueless. Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a franchise killer. It's the movie that makes Batman Forever look like The Godfather. And I suppose to rewind back in time, it's 1997, Batman 8 to 9 is my favourite movie of all time. And I love Tim Burton's Gothic vision, and I really like Michael Keaton's portrayal of Batman, and I love Danny Elfman's iconic score. I liked the sequel, 1992's Batman Returns 2, to a lesser extent. And, and I thought Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever in 95 was okay. It was entertaining enough. However, as I said in the previous episode, I really didn't take to Val Kilmer being Batman. So I was actually quite pleased that he was recast for this, and even more so when George Clooney was picked, because Clooney is one of my favourite actors. So yeah, we've got a really talented cast here and production team. What could go wrong? Well, it seems like everything. So to cut a long story short, as you know, Paul, returning director Schumacher was told by Warner Bros. To up the kid-friendly factor to tie in with the promotional tie-ins with the likes of McDonald's and for other merchandise like kids' toys. And what we got then was an abomination of a movie, really. It's like the 1966 Batman movie or TV show without the charm and the tongue-in-cheek humour. And I did go to the cinema on opening night to see this. Did you come with me to see it on opening night?
Yeah. So I can't remember if it was opening night, but it would have been around the time it just arrived. Yeah.
Yes, I remember going to see it, very excited because I thought the trailer did look good. And actually, this was the first time it happened. I nearly walked out, maybe halfway through, which I've never done before. I just thought we've got the dark, brooding Cape Crusader was now stuck in a day glow camp kids pantomime. We had strayed very far from Batman and Batman Returns. I hated it. Still bought the video when it came out though. But rewatching it again, I was looking for some positives, and there are some. I think Elliot Goldenfall's score is good. I think some of the Gotham City exteriors look really good. For example, the observatory. However, it's still like the previous movies, looks far too studio set, which is something Christopher Nolan got really right when he rebooted things for the Dark Knight trilogy, where he actually did film in the real world. So, which I think really benefited the Batman character. I think there's actually quite a touching scene in this movie between Bruce and Alfred, where Alfred's dying and Bruce is going, I love you, old man. That was actually quite touching. That was good.
I love you, old man.
Like trimming the movie fat, why not check out our other podcast, Trimming the Musical Fat?
And the Smashing Pumpkins song's really good as well. The theme tune. Was it "The End is the Beginning is the End"?
Yeah.
The hard name to remember. But all that good stuff is really outweighed by the negative, really, with there's just so much. It really starts from the beginning when you've got the opening montage type scene where they're getting suited and booted to go out. It's the same as Batman Forever, but this time you've got Robin there, and you've then got the shots of the bat suits with the nipples, the butt, and the crotch shots, and you just think, what's going on here? I think Arnold Schwarzenegger's ice and cold puns are wearisome very, very quickly. You get stupid things like the bat suit having ice skates, which, again, I was just rolling my eyes at that. Batman's got a Batman credit card, kerching. Again, just rolled your eyes at that. And I do like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman, but they play the characters here far too broadly. Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy are meant to be cunning and intelligent characters, and here they're played as buffoons, really. And the same goes for Bane, who's just here for comic effect, is really wasted as a character. Big fan of George Clooney, but I think by his own admission, he's not great in this movie. But again, I don't think he was given much to work with. Robin is even more whiny than what he was in Batman Forever. And then we get to, well, I know you say you like Alicia Silverstone in this, but I think it's not her, it's her character, is shockingly bad. It's, Barbara, a.k.a. Batgirl, a.k.a. Mary Sue, who can just rock up and knows how to ride motorbikes, fight, hack computers, knows gymnastics. She must have learnt a lot at her school. There's so many dumb moments with her in it. It's like when she hacks Alfred's computer and then it comes up with, the Bat logo and stuff. It's like, no, that's just not going to happen. And when she stumbles into the Batcave and the intruder alert, and then the AI Alfred appears on the screen and he says, I expected you to find this place. So what I've done is I've made you a bat suit, and it's like,
I'd like to help Batman and Robin.
I anticipated you would, and took the liberty to create something in your size.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
It's terrible. It's just terrible. I know it's just a movie, but why would any sane person think, she's here anyway, we'll give her a bat suit and send her out into danger, she'll know what to do. It's just stupid. And then when she appears as Batgirl for the first time, helping beat Poison Ivy, she's wearing that outfit, which is, really about the worst disguise in the world, and Batman's going, and who are you then? And she's like, oh, Bruce, it's me, Barbara. And it's like,
Bruce, it's me, Barbara. I found the Batcave.
We gotta get those locks changed.
She knows who we are.
Guess we'll just have to kill her.
Yep, we'll kill her later. We have work to do.
Oh, terrible. Again. Mm-hmm. I mean, were you not rolling your eyes at that stuff, or were you just going with it?
Probably because I liked Alicia Silverstone. Just went with it. But it's almost like a parody, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, just a lot of... And even Mr. Freeze, or whatever he's called, he looks like just a bigger version of the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
Iceman cometh.
Please, show some mercy.
Mercy? I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy.
Yeah, no, agreed. So where would you, in terms of the Batman movies, where would you have this, Paul? Top, middle, or lower tier?
Lower than the lower tier.
Sub-zero temperature tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely going down.
At the back.
Absolutely, yeah, to sub-zero temperatures.
Hello. Gotham Corner Store? Yes, we seem to be down to our last Diet Coke. A gentleman is on his way to pick some up. Just look for a black car. No, this black car will be rather difficult to miss. And by the way, the gentleman is usually in quite a rush.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Okay, well, the Batman series takes an 8-year hiatus now, but fear not, we are not going to do the same, as we're eager to return in the next episode to talk about Christopher Nolan's rebirth of the Batman franchise with the fantastic Batman Begins. Before we go, though, we'd love to hear what you think of Batman and Robin or Batman Begins, so please get in touch and we'll read out your comments on one of the upcoming shows, and you'll find our contact details in the show description. So see you soon on the same Bat channel. Until then, keep trimming.
Trimming the Movie Fat is a Stephen and Paul Nicholson production. We'd love to hear from you. Contact us by voicemail via the Spotify link in the episode description. You can email us at trimmingthemusicfat@gmail.com. Keep up to date with the show and access exclusive content by joining our Facebook group, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and following us on TikTok. You can also check out our website at trimmingthemusicalfat.com. Thanks for listening.